if we start in that direct start model, so what is behind that CIO or CFO saying, we want you in the cloud? Well, one is, pressure to modernize infrastructure, right? And what do we mean by modernized infrastructure? I was just, talking to, a company, in the automotive space. And, here's the thing. Workforces are getting younger. Demands are getting greater. Response times are getting smaller in terms of their expectations. People expect you to be able to change, react, adapt. And that goes all the way through the heart of your IT and technology infrastructure. So this pressure to have a modern infrastructure, that's what they're talking about. It's adaptable, it's flexible, it can be changed and innovated very, very quickly. And I think if you look at your overall, and if we're all honest with ourselves, and look at our infrastructure as a whole, yeah, you could be saying that about some parts of it, but very few enterprise companies can say that about all of their infrastructure. So again, this is going to be a gradual but necessary change. I talked about flexibility, bandwidth on demand, blockchain on demand, data on demand. This is the new expectation. So, with that modernization of infrastructure comes a demand, a need for flexibility, and a need to be able to support change. And in a sense, I think those top three drivers are very, very interrelated, right? When we talk about flexibility, adaptability, being the infrastructure for the modern era, I think those are all tightly integrated. And then as these other things matter as well, and we'll talk about the S/4HANA migration in greater detail, but I think this has really caused people to rethink their overall infrastructure, because S/4HANA is not just a simple overnight weekend upgrade, technical upgrade, patch upgrade. It's something that requires a data migration, a business process migration, or rethinking. It requires a complete functional overhaul in some cases, if you want to truly take advantage of what's available. And then you also have to think about not just code, but your interface with Fiori. So there's a lot of change that's wrapped up in that S/4HANA migration. And it's the first time that core ERP, you do have cloud deployment options, both from an infrastructure as a service, whether you want to use a hyperscaler or software as a service, both multi-tenant and single-tenant. You have those options. And so for the first time, what we're seeing is that a majority of